Hello my lovelies, this is quite exciting. So this is going to be the last one of these in this format. So I'd like to talk today about where this thing started, where it is now and where it's going, because I'm a firm believer that if you're going to do something, you've just got to do it. And I had the idea to start, putting myself online, putting myself out there, and I had the loose idea of how that was going to look. And then I started, and I think it's nice to have a simple plan, but you also have to be open to the plan changing, and things are going to constantly change tack. The wind's going to change directions. We can use all the metaphors in the world, but you just have to start, and you have to believe in it. You have to know why it is that you're doing what you're doing. And I'm not going to talk to you about the reason why today, because I'll cover that down the track. But I will talk about the what and the where. So basically, this started out, I was doing a weekly vlog update, and what I found really difficult about that was is with the family, the three kids, the wife, and the world outside of the art world. I wasn't able to find the time to spend an entire day editing up a long 8 to 10 minute video with a week's worth of footage. And I was squeezing the time, but then that time was taking away from my family, which is, they're my number one priority. So I went to the daily vlog update, which was, I think I said in one of those early ones, I said, I've cracked the code. And the code that I cracked wasn't, this is how this is going to look from now on. It was, you need to get comfortable in front of camera. I'm a firm believer that if you do something 100 times, how do I put this in words? So I can paint a portrait. I can spend 10 hours on the one portrait, or I can paint 10 portraits and spend 1 hour on each of those portraits. Both have taken 10 hours, but by doing the 10 portraits, I think I'm a way better painter at the end of that 10 hours than if I spend 10 hours on one portrait. And I had that same philosophy going into making these videos. It was show up every day, build a habit, and you'll get comfortable. You'll get confident on camera. You'll start to, I've still got a long way to go with that, but things will start to pick up. You'll start to find direction, and that's exactly what's happened. I've built the daily habit, and now I know what does and doesn't work. And again, when I did the calculations on time, I'm spending 8 to 10 hours a week filming these, editing them quickly, throwing them online. And to be honest, they're not very high value. They're not that exciting. Looking back now already, I see them purely as training material for what's about to happen next. So that's quite interesting in itself. So that's where we've come from. We started out, we're doing the weekly vlogs, then we've gone to the daily vlogs. We're going to move into live territory, and I'm not sure whether it's going to be a daily live. I think, to begin with, it's going to be playing around with lots of different times and things like that. What I'm really excited about is getting that 8 to 10 hours of the week back to be able to paint, and to have people along for the ride. So I think to begin with, I'll just be on my phone. I'll be filming. I'll have a little chat like this at the beginning of the vlog, film whatever it is that I'm doing, and then possibly have a little chat and a sign off at the end. And then down the track, if things are going well, and if that's the course that I continue on, I'll work out how a better setup looks and things like that, and how to actually communicate with people when the vlog is happening. And I'll figure it out as we go. All I know in my heart of hearts is this is the direction we're going, and it feels right. It feels comfortable. It feels organic, and that's what we're doing. So this has been really cool. This has been, this will be in this folder, Wired for Art, and this will be the last one. It's called Changing Tack. And the subsequent videos going forward will be shorts of process and video stuff, and then lives, recordings of the lives, and then any other sort of long forms that feel good as well. And I think that in the hopefully not so distant future, when I'm able to tick over full time as an artist, the video quality will go up, and there will be, you can't as an artist paint for 40 hours a week. There's the administration, there's all the other stuff that goes with it. And I really like making film. I really like thinking in lots of different creative mediums. So to be able to spend the time, like the best stuff I was doing was before was those weekly vlogs to begin with. Before I went back to work part-time, Bubs had just been born and she was a super chill baby compared to the other two, and I was able to do it, and I was like, how good's this? When work came back into the equation, suddenly something had to give, and time doesn't grow on trees, and you've got to make the most of it. And I'm incredibly blessed to be able to get up and do this. I'm living 5 hours from the most remote capital city in the world, and then 20 minutes from the local town, and an hour from the closest major hub. So it's remote, but we're still paying an affordable amount of rent, which means that we can live this life and really push for me to be an artist. So thank you for coming along for the ride. This is the change of tack. If you're watching this, good on you. Sorry for chewing your ear off. And I will see you on the next chapter. Tooroo.